Alright, so today's video is all about how I went from a mediocre kid in terms of intelligence to someone now that people consider me smart. These days when I meet new people and once they get to know me, they would say, oh shit, you're actually pretty smart. And this is a really big compliment to me because I was never really like this, especially during, literally my whole life. uh, High school, university, I was pretty average in terms of grades. I would always get like B. If I tried really hard, if I studied, I get a B plus at max. So even with effort, I was still mediocre. If you ask my friends back then what kind of person I was, I would think nothing special, just average in terms of intelligence and probably like stupid in terms of common sense and situational awareness. And I would have to agree because, man, at times, like, I would do something and I thought it was the right action. Then a day later, I would think, like, what the fuck was I thinking back then? So, yeah, it's very average, average or below average, I would say. And yeah, I remember even, I think it was fucking primary school. No, sorry, it was intermediate. I was in a learning group that was like below average. So reading and writing, like English, I think it was English studies. Yeah, I was below average. I was like kind of the retards. But yeah, so these days I'm a lot smarter. I would have to say for myself, and even people say it, so it must be true. So how did I get here? Well, I would say the biggest thing you have to know is you have to focus on certain topics, right? So back at high school and university, I was focusing on science, maths, like this kind of shit. I mean, sure, everyone needs to know the fundamentals, but after a while, you already got most of it. Like, you already got the maximum value from these core subjects. So, yeah, I was focusing on the wrong topics, which made me as a person stupid. So, I basically just got down the rabbit hole of self development. So, self development is all about developing yourself and transforming yourself to the next level. It's basically you're sacrificing your current happiness, right? So you could go out drinking or you could go out watching Netflix, but you sacrifice those to develop yourself. So instead of watching Netflix, you would be hitting the gym or something. Okay, so that's what really self development is. And I went down the rabbit hole. So I was doing like a little shotgun, like reading books here and there. But after a while, I finally figured out the three core fundamental subjects you need to master. And once you master these three core, then you can expand out, right? So the three core ones are your health. So how do you lose weight? How do you build muscle? How do you improve your health? How do you live longer? How do you increase your longevity? How do you sleep better? This kind of stuff is very important. So if you really want to dive deep into this health, I would recommend you start reading biohacking books. Okay, so biohacking is really how do you hack your biology so you can perform at a higher peak. So what foods should you eat? What foods should you avoid? How do you, yeah, like I said, how do you lose weight? What type of diet should you go? So I really went deep into this. Um, yeah, so that's one, health. And second one is your finances. So for me, yeah, finance, like I'm not saying I'm the richest, but I'm doing pretty well because I learned the fundamentals of finance, like stocks. I started learning stocks, taxes. I would pay people just so that they can tell me what to do. I bought online courses like how to start an online business. I bought several things like that shit. How to run a business, that kind of stuff. How to manage people. Okay. And then the third one is your social aspects or relationships. So it's really all about how to talk to people. How do you talk to people? How do you talk to girls? I was never really good with girls, and I learned kind of the fundamentals of like how do girls think? Why do they think like this? Now I can also learn. I can read people. I can read body language. Um, like if they're wearing like I don't know if they're wearing necklaces or earrings or this is like telling the story. It's like this everything tells a story. It's like a body language. Why do they wear this? Okay, it communicates their personality. Okay. Also outside of dating, it's like how do you talk to people? How do you network? How do you do all this kind of stuff? So these are the three core things you need to master. And once you master these, then people will start seeing you as a smart person. Because I would say smartness is not just learning one specific, it's like an all round thing, right? You got to be a jack of all trades. And back when I was a kid, like I said, I was studying the wrong things, which made me stupid. I didn't really think too much about other things. So once you master these three things, they all blend together, right? So in terms of, well, yeah, they just all blend together. And when they blend, it kind of amplifies your thinking to other realms in life. So these days I'm thinking more spiritual, or I'm thinking more like about myself, like managing myself, my emotions. Like I'm kind of reading myself on a daily basis. So that's really it. So how did I learn all this? Really, it's just watching YouTube videos. Like I wouldn't binge on random shit. I would watch actual productive videos. I would listen to podcasts. So on my phone, I do not have any music on my phone. It's all filled with audiobooks and podcasts and all this shit. Um, so every time I'm walking, I put audiobook on or podcast. So I'm constantly feeding my brain with information to make me think differently. Okay. And then maybe I'll pick up a nugget here and there and I'll implement that into my daily life. And also these days I'm surrounded by online entrepreneurs, so business owners, and these people, they all work online. So they have the freedom to go anywhere in the world and work anytime. Um, yeah, and like I'm sure you guys know the saying, you're the average of the 5 closest people you spend the most time with. So back at high school and university, I was surrounded by, well, stoners, gamers, people who were drinking a lot, just following the crowd really. And I became that. But now I'm surrounded by these people that think differently, which makes me think differently alongside them. And I feel like, well, I know the fact that every time I meet new people, and they're just, I guess, there's nothing bad about it, like just normal people, just day to day, that they will instantly see me and my friends as like smart people, because just our knowledge and also our experience. So, like I said, forgo your music, listen to podcasts, just constantly feed your brain with information. Surround yourself with high level people or people you want to aspire to become. That's really it. And focus on the 3 subjects I mentioned. Okay, just go deep into them. Just learn as much as you can, and after that, you can just learn other things if you want. If you want to learn about philosophy, if you want to learn about, I don't know, fucking whatever. But master these, and your IQ will skyrocket.